And I'm sorry, Laura, but you're the Titanic right now, and you're sinking. This is why people are angry. This is why there are 367,000 dislikes, and now you're trying to say that you're smarter than them. And you have to ask yourself, like, is this what she wanted? Why are you changing the subject? How can you change the subject? Oh my God, just playing the victim, so much victim. This is just textbook fake apology. I just think she needs to grow up. I think she needs to stop acting so spoiled. Hello. So, I've been seeing a lot of Laura Lee on YouTube lately, popping up in my feed and all the drama channels, and I've seen bits and pieces of this apology, and if you've clicked on the video, obviously you know about the drama, hopefully. If you don't, there's lots of videos explaining it. I don't really want to make another video sort of editing in the story and stuff like that. I just wanted to see the apology unedited because all I've seen is little snippets of it and really funny compilations, so I do know what I'm in for. I wanted to just sort of see it for myself. The whole 4 minutes 42 seconds unedited, which is not a good amount of time for an apology, especially if you want to go into stuff like how you've changed, which I think is important, and showing that you care by offering your time through the video. You don't sit down with someone that you've hurt badly or people you've broke trust with and just apologize in 5 minutes. You also need to show through your actions that you're sorry, and she didn't really do that in the first place when she just uploaded, I think, a Get Ready With Me after the controversy. I mean, she was very aware it was happening. She went silent and then uploaded a Get Ready With Me or something, a different video, and pretended that it didn't exist, which I think is the main reason why people are unsubscribing in the thousands, in the tens of thousands, in the hundreds of thousands. I think like 250,000 subscribers, I think I heard she lost. It's probably more now. I haven't checked Social Blade in a while. Not addressing the issue when so many people are looking to you for your answer and purposefully ignoring it. When you know that making a video is the best thing that you can possibly do to try and rectify the issue, or at least offer an explanation, a thoughtful explanation hopefully, which I know this isn't, so I'm very prepared for that. Not doing that and pretending like it doesn't exist is definitely a problem. Anyway, so I'm gonna watch the video. I've got it here. I'm ready for it. Let's see what we have. Laura Lee.
I want to talk to you guys in this video. It's been so hard.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about emotions. There's a lot of stuff with the lips happening. She's got very big lips, bouncing around. Lots of teeth showing. There's not really much action in the forehead area or in the eyebrow area where you show a lot of your emotion, especially in grief. When you're actually feeling sad, usually you can't control it, but you know, your eyes crease and you furrow your eyebrows. And, you know, your forehead comes along with it. There's a lot of emotion up in the eye region, up in the north part of the face. It feels disingenuous because that's not happening. It does seem very forced, especially this high-pitched screeching that she started on, like a banshee. You know, I don't think the proper way to start a video like this, an apology video, is just going straight into the screeching and crying. It does feel a bit forced to me. I feel like maybe you should start with the explanation of why you're making the video, and also apologizing for the fact that you tried to ignore the issue. You didn't address that, Laura. It literally feels like she just sat down, turned on the camera, and was like, okay, scene one.
Hardest things I've ever done. So sorry. I'm sorry to you guys.
Okay. She has this constant high-pitched screeching voice, which is also disingenuous. You know, when you're actually sad, feeling remorse, ashamed, yeah, your voice quivers, but not constantly at that sort of pace. You know, you sort of lose yourself and get yourself back together, or if you can't get yourself back together, then there's a lot more things happening than just a shaking of your head and a screeching of your voice. And also, you sort of can't control your emotions and the way that you look when you are genuinely feeling strong emotions like sorrow, remorse, sadness, guilt, all that kind of stuff, being ashamed. Everything else just comes naturally because everything is reserved for the emotions that you're feeling because they're so strong, and that's why it's just not convincing to me, all these facial expressions that look so unnatural and don't really correlate with the things that she's saying. Same with her voice. Like, you can't control these things when you are genuinely caught up in your emotions when you're speaking from the heart, and it feels like this is just a massive filter. And she's not even really looking at the camera. She's not addressing the audience.
I'm sorry for disappointing you. It hurts me so bad to disappoint you all who have supported me for so many years and know that I'm better than that person. I, 6 years ago, decided to retweet.
Last I heard, it wasn't a retweet. I heard that it was an actual tweet that you wrote. Feels like acting.
Things that were so vile and hurtful.
The problem with saying stuff like that is it's like she's trying to say the things that she knows people will respond to, the words that will set her free in a way. The disgraceful act that she did, she's trying to match it with disgraceful words. However, she's not sort of going through and explaining why it's vile, why it's disgraceful, why she feels shame about it. That's what's missing about this apology. It's all sort of surface level. There's nothing deeper. She's just the top of the iceberg that we see. But, you know, the whole iceberg sunk that Titanic. And I'm sorry, Laura, but you're the Titanic right now, and you're sinking.
Stupid and ignorant. And I have no excuses here today. I'm not here to give you an excuse. I have no excuses. I'm only here to say that I'm so sorry.
This constant screeching is really annoying, and it's a problem. Like I said, this is why it feels so put on, because she's at this sort of 100. The 100% of what she thinks is what an apology should look like, rather than deep down just giving an authentic apology. You know, just because you're speaking normally when you're apologizing to people doesn't mean that you're not feeling ashamed or sad. You don't need to sort of put it on if you are speaking from the heart. People can feel that, and you felt it in Jeffrey's video when he apologized for his comments and past experiences. You know, he was very professional in the way that he addressed it, whereas right now I feel like I'm watching someone at an amateur school theatre doing a monologue. And right now I'm giving it a D. Not very believable.
I hope one day that you guys can see me for the woman that I am.
That is a weird thing to say. She hasn't sort of shown that she's a different person yet. She doesn't explain why she's a different person from the comments that she said, from the things that she tweeted. So she's sort of saying, accept me for being that old person, rather than this new person, and here's why I'm new, and here's what I've learned. Anyway. Just in case it doesn't look like I'm crying, make sure I show that I have tears. I need to wipe my tears. You shouldn't be caring about that kind of stuff when you're making a genuine apology. You don't care about showing people that you're upset. They should just feel that you're upset. You shouldn't even be thinking about how it looks. You should be thinking about what you're trying to say and how you can make sure that people feel that you're sorry. Once again, it's all just a show, which is really disappointing.
I'm not that girl. I love you guys so much. And whenever I see I disappointed you, it just breaks my heart into a million pieces. I'm so sorry for anyone that's been hurt through this. Anyone.
Why are you sorry? Like, these are all just words. There was no action. I mean, people forced you into doing this. You didn't want to make this apology video. You made that clear. You didn't think about what you were doing. You haven't shown that you've thought about it either, because the things that you're saying just aren't correlating with any remorse.
I feel so disappointed that I don't even like to look at myself, because like I can't even believe that I would retweet ugly things and be...
Okay, you didn't retweet it, you wrote it. Stop saying that, because it negates the entire video, because obviously you're on a different topic than what everyone else is upset about. You don't want to own it head on, which means that you don't feel sorry about it. And I think she was like liking other people's tweets about how she shouldn't be sorry about it and stuff like that, which shows her true feelings about the matter and her true intentions about filming this video. We can see it through everything else that I've mentioned, but the fact that she was liking those tweets, when she consciously knows that people are going to see it, people are looking, she knows what the drama channels are like and what the YouTube community is like. People are looking for that kind of stuff, and she did it, and I think she did it on purpose. She knew she was giving forth one explanation, you know, through her sorry on Twitter, her little sorry post. However, I don't think she wanted to really be vulnerable, and she wanted this sort of like, I don't give a fuck attitude, and she was trying to show that by liking tweets that were contrary to what she was saying on her own Twitter.
You know, things that would hurt people. Like, I can't believe I didn't see the pain behind that kind of tweet.
Look, it's such a strange topic when you want to sort of apologize and talk about things that people have said in the past, because obviously it was a different time. People grow up in different areas, people have different cultures and beliefs, and they're under the whim of whatever, you know, the people surrounding them are teaching them and showing them through their actions. So saying stuff like, I can't believe I didn't see it sooner, it's because you weren't looking for it. It's because you didn't really care at the time. You're showing that you don't really care right now either. The thing that you do need to do is explain why the things that you said in the past, because you can't take it back, especially now. Not with the internet, you can't take it back. You need to explain in good detail why you understand. It's like an essay. It's an essay question. Like, You have to really go into good detail to get that A+ about why it's wrong. You're missing the why for everything. How can we believe that you've changed if you're not showing it through your words, if you're not demonstrating a deep understanding of why it was a problem and why everyone's upset? And people are saying it in the comments. You can just read the comments and you can construct your little script from that if you want. That would be more accurate than whatever you're doing right now.
There's no excuse.
She keeps saying there is no excuse, and she's right, there is no excuse. This isn't about making excuses, it's about giving an explanation. It's about owning up, and through action and through your words, demonstrating that you've understood why it's wrong. You know, the word excuses, or, you know, the phrase, I have no excuse for this, doesn't even really need to come up in the apology, okay? There's obviously no excuse for it. Don't even start thinking about making excuses for it, which is what people sort of get when you say there's no excuse for it. We're not looking for a there is no excuse for this. People are looking for the why you understand it was wrong, how you came to that understanding, and why you're a different person now. People are unsubscribing because they can see that you're not a different person. You've broken people's trust.
There's nothing I can say to this excuse. I'm just sorry. I did that 6 years ago. I wish it was a better 6 years ago, but I can't pray for the...
Okay, so I know I keep saying it, but the entire video is literally her just focusing on the past. We're not looking for the past, we're looking for the present. You can't change who you were 6 years ago. Everyone knows that. And it's not the thing that you should be talking about right now. You know, Jeffrey's video is really good because he talked about why he did and said certain things, and he explained why now he understands that it was wrong, what it took for him to come to that, and owning it and facing up to the fact that he made a mistake. Laura doesn't want to seem to actually genuinely give across the feeling that she knows she's made a mistake. She wants to say all the right things, but through her shrieking banshee voice, not getting any of it, not getting any of the genuineness.
The past, I can only pray for the future.
You don't need to pray for the future. You just need to make the right steps to ensure that this doesn't happen again, and to ensure that you understand why it was wrong and how to be a better person so this doesn't happen in the future. Praying's not going to do anything. Action's going to do something. Deep retrospective and reflective thought is going to achieve much more than praying.
Please just, if you hate me, please just hate me. People have called my mother and threatened to kill her. They've gotten her...
This is so weird. Why is she saying all this kind of stuff? Now she's like trying to victimize herself, and it's turning into an all about me video. She hasn't truly said sorry through her words or actions or eyes. Everything's been surface level, and now she's trying to play the victim.
They attacked a child. My 14-year-old niece attacked her.
This is horrible. It's not good that this is happening if it's actually happening. I'm not sure I completely believe it. I mean, everything just seems so forced and put on. But this is why people are angry. This is why there are 367,000 dislikes. Because people don't like a whiny bitch. People don't like self-righteous people, and you're being very self-righteous now. This platform, these subscribers, this money, everything you have was given to you by people that trusted and supported a person that they thought they knew, and you've completely broken that trust. And now you're trying to say that you're smarter than them through this video by thinking that you can fool people and that somehow you can make yourself come out as the victim here, when in reality you've just blown the situation up a lot more when you could have diffused it by actually being a decent person in this moment. Now, I don't know if this video is tactical. Sometimes it feels like no one can be this silly. I want to say stupid and dumb, but I've said a lot of harsh words. But I feel like no one could really be this silly as to make a video like this and not understand that they're going to get so much backlash from it. And now she's all over YouTube, her name's being talked about, I'm making a video about her. And you have to ask yourself, like, is this what she wanted? You know, no press is bad press type thing. And I just don't respect that.
Please, just let this be me. Let this be about me. It's not about my family.
It's not about you. It's not about your family. It's about addressing a very important situation and contrasting the context of when you posted it to the context of who you are now and explaining that gap in between. So the fact that you are saying it's not about me makes me think that you think it is about you rather than the thing that you did. You know, it's a much bigger issue, the issue of race, than just you, Laura. It's a cultural issue, and we need to progress through it. We need to be talking about the deeper things, the deep roots about why it exists, instead of just talking about ourselves and playing the victim, which is just so strange to me. I didn't actually see this bit in any of the videos. I'm genuinely shook.
It's about me. It's not about anyone else. This is my story.
It's about so many people else. I'm sorry. You're right, it's not about you, but it is about a lot of other people that you hurt and offended. Even if you were naive, you need to explain these things. You need to explain why you did it, what mindset you were in. People need to understand where it came from, because something you said offended a lot of people and perpetuates the deep root of racism in society that I was talking about before. So now that you have this platform, you know, you made a 4-minute and 42-second video, you could have made a freaking half-an-hour video, people would have watched it. You could have made an hour video, people probably would have watched it if you genuinely approached the situation in trying to fix it on a cultural level as well. And instead, you just made it all about you. People want to look up to you. People want to see that you've changed and that you have a deeper understanding and that you have a deep respect for the reasons why it's wrong. They're looking up to you to be like that so they can continue to see you as a role model, and you haven't done that, which is why you've lost subscribers, which is why people aren't ever really going to trust anything you say again.
There's another part of this story that, like, I don't know if you all know, but me and Gabriel and Nikita and Manny took a picture with our middle fingers up, and we were trying to mimic Kylie Jenner's birthday picture, and the picture was taken out of context, and it ended up causing pain, you know, for other people.
What? This has no relevance to what the apology is meant to be. Why people are angry at you. This has absolutely no relevance. Why are you changing the subject? How can you change the subject when you're only 3 minutes and 49 seconds in? You haven't even apologized. What the hell is this?
And I just want to say I'm sorry to Jeffrey for...
Okay, so now I'm like super convinced that this video is about publicity. It is a tactical video. She's talking about Jeffrey. Jeffrey's really big at the moment. People respect and love Jeffrey because he's been authentic and genuine. You know, she should really look to his videos and his apology as to why people have respected his apology and accepted it in a very genuine and progressive way. But she's literally just found an opportunity 3 minutes and 53 seconds in to talk about Jeffrey, because it's a buzzword right now, Jeffree Star. And I guess she just wants to associate her image with his image through this, even if it's in a negative way, because it's sort of trying to leech off the fame of Jeffrey at the moment, which is so disrespectful. The fact that once again you've made it about you and shown that your true agenda here is to get money. Really. You just want to get money and views and clicks.
The pain we may have caused you in this, I didn't know that picture was going to be taken out of context. And that
why are you talking about this?
I know we're not friends anymore, but I want to apologize to you.
This isn't why people are mad. Oh my God, Laura. And I bet she's like, oh, I made 2 apologies in one 4-minute and 42-second video. You know, I'm addressing all of the problems. Look at how much of an adult I am. You know, tackling all my issues at once and saying that I'm sorry, but it's so much more than just saying those words. Words mean nothing. The way you say them, the way you construct your sentences, the way that you show that you've thought about the things that you're remorseful for, that matters. It's never really about how you look when you do it or just the things that you say. There's definitely a lot more to it when it comes from a genuine place as well. It doesn't feel forced like this does.
Thank you guys for giving me some time. And I hope you guys understand that I just need some time now.
Oh my God, just playing the victim, so much victim. You poor thing, Laura, you poor thing. With your 4.7 million subscribers and all of your money and your glamorous lifestyle on jet planes and your makeup line and all this stuff. And horrible, horrible people on the internet have found some pretty gross things that you've said in the past. How dare they? How dare they hold you accountable? You know, the easiest way to move past this is to own up to it. Jesus.
I love you guys so much.
Oh my God, the shaking, the body shaking. It's all of the key things like in an acting class that you need to do to show you're upset, but it just becomes a facade when it's hyperbole. It's just like a caricature. There's so many things that it is that are wrong. And we end the video with a tear, saying sorry directly to the camera. We wipe the tear, and that's it. We show that we're turning off the camera. This is just textbook fake apology. There's not much more I can say about it. I feel like I have no idea who she is through this video, and that's really bad. You know, this is the type of video that should be vulnerable, you're most vulnerable, showing that you're a human, because people respect it. When you feel so remorseful and bad, when you feel so much guilt that nothing else really matters except saying that you're sorry. And then people understand that you're a human because obviously you're showing a very human experience through your emotions, things that you can't really control, whereas this seems like a very controlled expression of emotions, and they will listen more and they'll relate more There's no empathy, there's no sympathy I feel for her right now. She's just making it worse. She's digging a hole, digging a really big hole. I've never really watched her in the past because honestly I think she's boring. She doesn't excite me at all. She just seems like someone who's putting on a show for a camera rather than being a real person, and people are looking for real people now. And this to me just shows that she is as vapid as I thought she was from the other videos. I just think she needs to grow up. I think she needs to stop acting so spoiled. You know, all that money, all that fame's gotten to her. She's going to lose her platform because of it. Anyway, that's my take on the video. I'm gonna go. I haven't had any dinner. I just had some tea, but no dinner. So I'm gonna go make my dinner, my steaming hot dinner. Thanks for that, Laura. That was thoroughly enjoyable. Anyway, talk to you later.